Now, as we take a closer look at the state of the city of Johannesburg, a city facing mounting challenges from infrastructural failures to financial instability, and as residents grapple with water shortages, power outages, and the deteriorating public services, concerns over governance and accountability continue to grow, and in response, the government has then proposed a presidential working group to tackle these pressing issues. Well, to further unpack this situation, let's now welcome political analyst Professor Mazwe Majola. I understand he's also a governance expert. Professor, it's always great to have you with us on the show. I mean, I'm shocked that the president was shocked by the state of the inner city. I mean, residents, citizens, we've all been raising the issue of the current state of the CBD. I mean, even posting pictures of the city now as compared to previous years back. We have also long known that that part of Johannesburg is literally a no-go zone due to crime, the filth and the total decay of everything there.
Good evening, Alicia. Good afternoon. Yeah, you see, ahead of myself. No, it is definitely shocking that the president is only seeing this now. You know, after so long, the citizens of Johannesburg and Gauteng have been talking about these challenges and problems. But the president is only responding now, and it's so obvious that the G20 is the catalyst of this response from the president, which is very, very disappointing because it speaks volumes of the presidency's seriousness of people's service delivery. Are you there because of pleasing people coming from outside, or are you there to service and to serve your own people who elected you? Both are correct, because obviously you've got to service the people, you've got to serve the people, but at the same time, indeed, you've got to make sure that when the visitors come, they are welcomed and they come in a clean place. So thank God that G20 is coming, and at least the president has woken up from the slumber.
Because I suppose the last time we saw any major refurbishments was around the World Cup. But Professor, what do you think went wrong, and where and when? Because many have blamed the fact that government actually, when they actually moved the offices from the CBD, was the start of the city's problems, as a state of decay couldn't be traced, as major businesses and departments also moved out of the inner city. But Professor, I drive around a lot. You can actually see a similar systematic takeovers of suburbs and cities through the mushrooming of all these illegal shops and businesses everywhere. Then what follows is the stop of essential services. Roads will then start having potholes. Drainage systems are not then maintained where trash is dumped. Major businesses moving away. We saw with Hillbrow, Berea, Yeoville. Now it's alongside the Melville, right outside towards Cresta, along Bearsnodere. And officials cannot pretend to not be aware of what the problem really is. I refuse to believe that.
And those are just basic stuff, Alicia. We are talking about street lights, traffic lights, potholes, basic stuff that a caring government will be very, very serious in making sure that the people are serviced. But yeah, I mean, it has been there for so long. It talks to the mismanagement of people who were put there. Is the issue of corruption, is the issue of the lack of consequence management. People, they do with impunity. You know, they know that there's no one who will do anything or say anything. If you go, as we are saying that already, if you go to the CBD of Johannesburg, it's appalling. You ask yourself that there is not just a municipality, but a metro here. But you go there, why this has been allowed to come to such a state. Buildings, infrastructure in decay, buildings dilapidated. It's just, it's so bad, and really the president is always knew about this thing. The Gauteng government and even the City of Johannesburg, they were aware about this thing. Nothing happened, but anyway, thank God then, as I'm saying that G20 is coming and then something is happening, because obviously now we have to welcome whatever projects or programs or initiatives that are put in place that will assist to solve the problem.
A very quick one, Professor. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the figures that have actually been thrown about and proposed that will go towards the revitalization and restoration of the city, along with that presidential working group there. It's estimated at billions, from tracing owners of those hijacked buildings to the verification of the undocumented foreign nationals residing in those buildings. It's going to be a mammoth task for government. And the president said they now have to double their efforts as we head to, as you rightly pointed out, to a G20 in a few months.
Yeah, I mean, the challenges are enormous, and I don't think everything will be resolved overnight. Obviously, they'll have to prioritize and identify those quick wins and low-hanging fruits. As I'm saying, that the basic stuff, really fix the potholes, the street lights, the traffic lights, those things that will be, they'll able to fix it, and then they'll have to put the one that are long term, especially the buildings and infrastructure. That will be the two events that are coming that will assist or that will force the government to do it is the G20 that is coming this year. But also next year is the local government elections. So they will try again to, even after the G20 meeting, to continue because they know that the elections are coming next year. People will be voting.
So now we have to wait for major events for any type of services, basic services to be provided. That is not a good way to think about our current state of governance there, Professor. But we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your input. That is Professor Mazwe Majola there, who's a governance and political expert there, weighing in on the Joburg CBD being in total decline.